LOL. You are totally loser, Harper. I can't even tell you how happy I am. I'm officially married to Peter just like I had always been wanting. So from now on, you don't have to worry because I'll be his new wife.
Huh? You guys really did end up getting married? I can't believe that one of my closest friends stealing my husband from me and then message me to brag about it. You're going to seriously regret this, Alyson.
You're so scary. Even though your best friend just got married, you're not going to bother saying congratulations or anything. If you're going to just act all selfish, there's no need for me to invite you to our upcoming wedding.
It would be even more unnerving if you did invite me. I didn't even expect you to would go all the way to planning out a whole wedding after what you had to do to even get married. He must have really been thinking and planning all this for a long time.
Just because I took him away without even trying doesn't mean that I can't take the extra step and have a wedding along with it. Anyways, these sorts of crazy marriages are becoming the new norm in this day. People like celebrities and musicians are always marrying someone new. There was no need for chastising anyone over it, especially your best friend.
Why do you always try so hard to act like you are not in the wrong?
Well, it's just the reality of things. I think when there is someone who is undeserving holding on to one person you truly want, it's totally fine to go ahead and take from that person. Stealing away the one you love to get married is not something to be ashamed of. If anything, it is something you should be proud of.
Really? Causing someone else to be in pain just to steal away the person you want? What's even worse than that is the fact that you would steal your best friend's husband. Don't you know that? You both turned your backs on me and created a ton of problems. But you're totally fine with saying such hateful things to me.
It wasn't that I wanted to do anything that would be harmful to you. Occasionally, people will become interested in their friend's significant other. If you both had never gotten married in the first place, this would have all been fine with you, right?
What? Are you saying that I am in the wrong for marrying him first?
That's really not what I meant. I'm sorry. It's just that I am way more beautiful than you are. So you can't really blame anyone for him choosing me over you.
What?
I'm just happen to be stunning and your husband is just a victim of love. Honestly, he seems to be even more into me than I had first anticipated. He said that he also wants to show me off in my gorgeous dress to everyone at the wedding. So I'd assume we will have a fairly grand event to allow as many people as possible to see me.
You've got to be rather wealthy to be able to afford a large and spectacular wedding, right? But once he pays up my divorce settlement in alimony, your savings will be nothing but pocket lint.
Well, you sound so ridiculous. Even if we have to hand over a bit of money to you, we will still have more than enough. After all, he is still a famous and attractive doctor with a decent salary. I heard that he already has a bunch saved out just for our celebration. So, we can have the most amazing wedding ceremony ever.
To tell you the truth, we had about $10,000 in saving account. We also have some very well-off friends who were kind enough to splurge quite a lot on the wedding. So the wedding was actually well over $100,000.
Oh, you two were able to actually save up that much for your guy's wedding? If that's the case, then we should be able to collect at least twice as much money by the time we have the event. I am by far way more beautiful than you are and Peter is madly in love with me. On top of that, he and I have a much better relationship than he had with you. So this event will be filled with love and happiness for us.
I really do wonder if this will all go the way you planned.
Once the wedding is over, we will use whatever money is left to go somewhere for honeymoon. Then we can come back and start building a fancy new house. This is making me tremble with excitement. I can't wait for that.
This will definitely cost you both an arm and a leg, right?
That doesn't matter to me. Peter promised to give me anything I dreamed of.
Are you sure?
Of course, Harper. The son of a family of very famous doctors would treat their wife this well. I'm so wonderful that he will absolutely be handing money over to me just to keep me around. Well, this all just goes to show how much more he loves me than he loved you.
Huh, what?
Did I mention that he is planning to get us a beautiful house in the city? He is the most wonderful husband in the world. I feel so sorry for you knowing that you were cast aside.
If so, is he going to be able to get a loan for all of this?
What do you mean?
I don't think you should be feeling sorry for me. You should start feeling bad for your future self instead. You got carried away with all of the ideas of what he promised you. You're just sitting there laughing and smiling, but you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into. This is truly hilarious.
What do you mean by that? If that's true, that would mean he couldn't afford my dream house either?
Didn't you know that Peter went practically bankrupt? So even if he goes to the bank asking, they will immediately turn him down.
Bankrupt?
During his time in university, he was using all sorts of loans to pay for his course. Gradually, the money he was using kept growing. He then turned to using credit cards and new loan to pay them off. Well, as you may know, he couldn't deal with the loans in that way. The loans are getting bigger and bigger. He may have been the son of a wealthy family of doctors, but he is completely ignorant. Especially when it comes to how the world actually works. In the end, he wasn't able to pay anything back to the banks and he decided to run home begging for his parents to help him pay off his debt. But his parents wanted to teach him a lesson and left him to figure it out himself instead.
No way. You must be lying to me. I haven't heard a thing about him going bankrupt or anything.
Well, aren't you happy that you know now? This isn't something to get all upset about though. Just because he is bankrupt doesn't mean that his life and in relation your life is over. You guys can work diligently to save up some money together if you guys still plan to buy that nice house.
And how many years do you think it'll take us to save up that kind of money? Having to save up that much from scratch will be impossible.
This is something that you two lovebirds should be discussing then. Your misfortunes have nothing to do with me anymore.
Hey Harper. How dare you try to make me feel insecure? Peter told me his parents will take care of buying the house for us.
I heard that from him just a bit ago.
LOL. I was pretty upset when you told me about him being bankrupt. But I made it clear to him that if he could get my dream house, I'd stop thinking about a divorce, LOL. And just as I wanted, he will get us that house. And we can continue living happily together.
I still can't believe that those parents of his would go as far as to buy a house for their son.
But his parents are wealthy, right? So buying us this house is only natural, right? I'm sure to them I am much more beautiful and wonderful than their last daughter-in-law. They probably don't want to see a summon of my looks becoming depressed over a simple house. His parents even asked what sort of house I want to live. Doesn't that tell you I'm right? It sounds like my wish was heard. And surely enough, my wishes will come true. They said to him that they plan to build us a magnificent mansion. I have always been longing for that.
And you wanted that house to be within the city, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I want to live in a space where it will be easy to use my husband's money to go shopping for whatever I want. I also want to have a couple of big dogs, so I need there to be a very large yard. Then on top of that, I want an open breathable kitchen and bathroom in the house. All of this will finally come true for me.
You actually think that all of your wants will be taken care of by his parents? If they build this place, it's going to cost them millions of dollars.
Well, they should have that kind of leeway for a daughter as cute as me. Sooner or later, I will need to treat them like I'm the most amazing daughter. So if they are going to spend that much on a house for me, I'll have no choice but to move into it as fast as possible. My ultimate dream is to have a huge mansion given to me by my husband's parents. A mansion located in the city with a huge yard is something that a winner like me deserves.
I believe the place that you'll be living at is a rundown 400 square foot apartment that doesn't even have a bathtub in it.
Huh?
It's the perfect house for someone that would steal their best friend's husband. Try your best to enjoy your new life with Peter in that 400 itty-bitty old and dirty hut.
Hold up. Why are you saying weird random stuff out of nowhere? You're crazy if you think that his rich parents would buy us such a crappy apartment like that. There is no way. They have already gone out of their way to buy us my dream mansion.
Did they really say that they were going to make all of that come true? I mean, have you heard them say it? His parents told me that there was absolutely no way they were going to buy a mansion of any kind.
What?
Just a little while ago, I got a message from Peter's parents. They feel really bad about the way he cheated on me, then divorced me. They told me they wanted to get some hole-in-the-wall apartment for their idiot son. They wanted to make sure it's far away from my house, so they asked for my address. They are being way too nice taking their ex-daughter-in-law to consideration like that.
What are you talking about?
And while we were talking, I was able to listen in on all sorts of stuff. So yeah, you might as well give up on your crazy mansion dream right now. It's not gonna happen, Alyson. But hey, it seems you're going to get a place. It's still generous of them.
These are lies. This is all a little too strange. Peter told me that he was getting a big mansion all set up for me. He said he went to his parents asking for them to get us this place. How would an old beat-up apartment that doesn't even have a bath compared to that?
That's why I told you that you had the wrong idea here. He did go to his parents and everything, but I doubt that they told him they would get him a mansion.
What?
I don't think Peter heard them correctly. Or maybe he's just flat out lying, I don't know. His parents said that they never even mentioned a mansion when speaking with him.
But they should have known that what he wanted was a mansion when he was asking. Their son just got married to his new wife, and they would only give us a crappy apartment? No way. They should have at least thought about me when making their decision. I am by far a much better wife than you were. So that means that I deserve to have a brand new mansion. I can't be thinking straight if they are planning to give us a shitty crummy apartment instead.
I don't think there's anything wrong with their decision. As a matter of fact, it looks to me like you guys are an inconvenience for them. Look, Alyson. Our marriage was congratulated by so many of their family and friends. But he ended up cheating on me with my best friend and then left me to marry her. To them, he has nothing but a stain on their family's reputation. So they're ashamed of him. He was the black sheep before, but now I don't think they want anything to do with him.
Just because they saw that he really loved me doesn't give them the right to think of us as the ones ruining their reputation. Running off with another girl to get married is like something from an exciting drama. It's cool. Is there something wrong with being in love?
There's a lack of common sense and good morals when you steal someone's husband like that. His parents also mentioned that they might just cut ties with you two instead of giving you guys the apartment. It doesn't look like they want anything to do with either of you.
This is insane. You mean they would be okay with disowning their newlywed son? I was even planning to give birth to their first grandchild. But now they want to break away from us?
It does seem that way. For a family as wealthy as his, he seems to have wasted his whole life since he is ending up being unreliable to all of them.
No, it's not fair.
There is no need to be getting all heartbroken over this, right? You love him, not his parents. Even if you are hated by his parents. Even if you have to live in a tiny apartment. You'll still have a husband who's a doctor. As long as you both are together, I'm sure you'll be able to overcome the situation.
Well, that's right. I'm a total winner. My husband's a doctor and I'm not particularly troubled by the fact that his parents want to cut ties with us either. I'm sure he'll be able to get us that mansion all by himself. Please, Harper. Please. Please help me. You're still able to call my parents, right? Aren't you still keeping in touch with them? Can you find some way to fix my relationship with my parents?
What? Why are you asking me something like that?
Today, when Peter went to the hospital to start working, he was told that he had been fired. Dad fired him in front of everyone. He also said that someone like Peter shouldn't be responsible for saving people's lives.
Well, that's expected from someone who has to direct a hospital.
What part of that was expected? Can't you see? My husband lost his job.
Oh, right. But I can't see this has anything to do with me. You are a newly couple, so you two have a lot of time to deal with this current situation. As for me, I don't care about that.
Really? Why are you so cold?
Bye.
Harper. I never asked for a life in the slums. Please, Harper. Please let us live in your house for a little while.
What? Are you kidding me?
The apartment is worse than I could have imagined. And now my life is falling apart. I have a severe allergy to dust. Now my eyes are constantly itchy and my skin is breaking out in hives. All the time. Is there any way that I can at least move in with you?
Hold on. You want to move in with me?
I already heard about it. You just moved into a nice new house. You must have bought that fancy house with all of the money you took from us after the divorce.
You seem to be desperate now? I did end up getting a nice house with a beautiful living room. A rooftop. Hot tub.
What?
And there is also a lawn on the roof. Absolutely amazing place to relax. How lucky am I, right?
I can't forgive you for stealing the life I wanted. You used our money to move into that place. The place was supposed to be for Peter and me. We have the right to live there as well.
Well, I doubt you guys get that kind of a right. Are you guys out of your mind or something? This place is already out of room for anybody else. My new partner doesn't like cramped or crowded places. So we won't be considering any long-time house guests. We're just settling down and arranging the house to our liking. So your coming in definitely causes us lots of trouble.
You said what? A new partner? Did you have a new boyfriend?
You can say that, but he's actually my fiancé now. I'm so happy after find a suitable man for me. We share a lot of hobbies and interests. He's sweet and thoughtful and is a bit of a homebody like me. We're just all over each other all day.
Really? I never think that you can date a man again. It sounds so unbelievable.
You can believe it or not. I don't care.
Okay, but he must blind or 3-point man.
3 point?
3 out of 10, LOL.
You can keep laughing at me whatever you want. For me, he is 10 out of 10. He is exactly type of man I like the most. Unlike Peter, he is mature and hardworking. In fact, he is an CEO of a tech company.
What? Are you saying that you're getting married to a CEO? It's not fair. I'm the one that deserves to marry a CEO.
You always keep saying it's unfair. A word that a loser often say.
I'm just telling the truth. I have to live as near a homeless person whose husband is useless. But you gotta have a huge house with your fiancé.
So what? At least, I never steal anybody's husband. So now, I don't have any more time to talk with you. My darling is calling me, I don't want him to be waited. Bye. After that, Alyson had to live such a pathetic life ever. Peter's parents forced them out their house and just gave them a small amount of money to hire a place to live. Alyson kept calling and texting me so much that I had to block her number. Both of them are unemployed now.
My house is overrun with pests. I have 2 burdensome freeloaders cohabitating with me. What a pity! Wouldn't you agree, Flora?
2 freeloaders? Are you referring to me and Tony?
Who else am I referring to? Thanks to my son, you're enjoying the privilege of living here without paying rent and eating for free. You're essentially taking advantage of the situation without contributing anything in return. How lucky for you! I'm currently enjoying a cup of coffee with some friends, and our conversation has shifted towards discussing our respective in-laws. They helped me realize how fortunate you are.
I have to disagree. I go to work and then get labeled as a freeloader by my mother-in-law. Please don't call me that, by the way. It isn't right.
Oh my! Aren't you a feisty one? You are the one who forcefully entered my house, carrying that unsightly child of yours. After the birth of that child, all you do is remain at home, entertaining yourself with it, neglecting any substantial responsibilities. What would you call that sort of lifestyle? You're just taking advantage of me. Do you think you're a queen bee and I'm just a worker?
Play? I look after my child while also working at home. And I also do the housework.
Work? I don't know what sort of lie you're trying to spin there. All you do is play around using my son's money. What an audacious little thing you are to try and claim otherwise.
If you would only look after Tony, then I would be able to work more.
I hope you're joking, but that's not even funny. What a bad sense of humor you have.
What? But it's true.
You want me to look after that ugly spawn of yours? It is seriously the ugliest baby I've ever seen. I honestly doubt that that thing is even Harry's child. You were probably knocked up by some other guy that you met on the wrong side of town. Just the thought of that makes me sick.
Why do you have to say things like that? You're being so rude. What did I ever do to you? And believe me, if Harry wasn't the father, I wouldn't be here. And if I wasn't here, then you two would be in a very tight spot.
Tight spot? Just because you're not here? My! Don't you think highly of yourself? I never wanted you to be here in the first place. Same with that spawn of yours too.
You need to stop wallowing in denial and just accept that this is how things are. Tony is your grandchild. But you shouldn't be harping on us. You need to talk to Harry as well. He's the one that needs to change.
Excuse me? I know you're not going to start criticizing my precious Harry now. Who's being rude?
He's already a full-grown adult. He's 30. I don't think it's appropriate to call him your precious anymore.
He's my son. I can call him whatever I want. You stay out of it. You didn't give birth to a boy, so you can't understand. A boy is the best thing that you can have. They are precious, and they will always be your child.
Only to you. As far as everyone else is concerned, he is an able-bodied citizen. At the very least, he needs to learn how to take care of himself. Right now, he can hardly even dress himself.
So what? His workplace doesn't have a dress code. He can wear whatever he wants. If his workplace doesn't say anything, then who are you to give your opinion?
That's what you think.
Is that your attitude? Harry and I took you in, and this is how you treat us? Karma is going to come back and get you. Mark my words. You'll get what you deserve. Don't come crying to me when something bad happens to you.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, this conversation is going nowhere. We should just stop. It's time for Tony's bath anyway.
Is this Flora?
Yes, it is. And who is this?
My name is Ina.
Sorry, but I don't know any Ina.
I'm so sorry.
What? Why are you apologizing?
I've been dating Harry. I'm so sorry.
You've been dating my husband? You're joking.
It's true. But I swear I didn't know that he had a wife and child. I would never have dated him if I knew.
Really now? Then, what do you want with me? Are you going to tell me to break up with him?
Of course I am. But that's not why I contacted you. I just wanted to apologize.
Well, that's not fair.
What do you mean by fair?
So you're just apologizing because you feel guilty about what you did. Did you think that would absolve you of everything?
I really am sorry. I never wanted to cheat. My father. He cheated on my mother multiple times when I was a child. I saw how my mother suffered. That's why when I found out that Harry was married, I just couldn't stay silent. I also want to warn you. Harry has been seeing other women as well. I'm not the only one.
What? Other women?
Yes. I was shocked too. I'm not his only girlfriend. I know this might be hard to hear, but I had to tell you.
Are you telling the truth? How do I know you're not just lying to me to scare me off so that you can be with him?
That's not what I'm trying to do. I have proof. That man is a pig. Even though you're his wife, it honestly feels like he's been cheating on me as well. And he's been cheating on both of us with others. I know that it really isn't my place to tell you all this, but I just couldn't let it keep happening.
Thank you for letting me know, I guess. I spent all day taking care of my child, so I don't have time to get out of the house. I didn't even suspect that he was cheating on me.
I really am so sorry. I have always been aware of how much pain my father caused me and my mother. I never wanted to be a part of what he did to us. But somehow, I grew up to be involved in something just like it. I feel like I'm just as bad as he was. I can't express how truly and deeply sorry I really am.
You said that your name is Ina?
Yes, that's right.
Thank you for telling me the truth. For what it's worth, I do believe that your apology is genuine.
Thank you so much. Please let me extend my apologies to your child as well. I never wanted to hurt her, and I never wanted any child to go through what I went through.
If you have any photographic evidence, may I have it? I will forgive you if you give those pictures to me.
Yes, of course. I'll give them all to you.
Thank you for cooperating with me. I forgive you, so please stop torturing yourself over this. You seem like a good girl, and I know that you can find a much better man than a horrible pig like my husband. Free yourself from that relationship, and I hope that you can find a proper man. I wish you all the best.
Thank you for saying that. Again. I'm really sorry.
I'm done having leeches like you in my house and taking up my space. Hurry up and pack your things. Get out right now!
What? Are you serious right now?
I don't need you or your spawn in my life. All I need is my son. We are fine without you. I've already filed for divorce, so you need to get out. Don't forget to take your spawn with you. Your leeching days are over.
Leeching? Your son is the only one who is leeching off of people.
I am not interested in any more of your slander against my son. Just get out!
And what do you mean you filed for divorce? How could you possibly have done that?
I found a divorce petition earlier today, already signed. I just took the liberty of dropping it off for you.
Ah. You stole my thunder. I was looking forward to the day when I can file for divorce. Harry and I signed those papers way back along with our marriage certificate. We only got married because I got pregnant. I wanted to make sure that I had an escape route if things didn't work out, so as part of our prenup I had him sign divorce papers as well. That was the only way I was going to marry him.
Why on earth would you have wanted to do that? Why would you even want to divorce my beautiful son?
Why? That's such an easy answer. It's because he's a good-for-nothing leech. If he wanted to divorce me, he wouldn't be able to live the cushiony life that he has now. He tried his best to tie me down.
What are you even talking about? He supports you and your little brat.
You do know that he still hasn't given up on his music, right?
That's just a hobby. So he plays a bit of music when he has some free time. What about it? That doesn't make him a bad person, and it's not a reason why you should call him a leech.
Oh, but you are so sadly mistaken. He is still hoping to make it big and live off of his music.
What? Live off of his music? What about his job? He leaves the house every day to go to work, doesn't he?
He doesn't. When he goes out every morning, he isn't going to work at some office. He's actually going to band rehearsals. You've seen his rocker outfits, right? No job would ever allow him to dress like that. So did she really think that he was going to some office dressed like that?
Why not? Companies these days aren't as stiff as they used to be. People can wear whatever they want. But you're saying that he isn't working. That can't be true.
Maybe you'll believe me when I tell you how much he makes. He only brings home about $200 a month. And that would be considered a good month.
What? Only $200 a month?
Why, yes. He does live gigs on Friday nights. The rest of the week is spent rehearsing. Oh, and recently he started his own YouTube channel. After paying studio rental fees and other things, he's only left with $200.
It might be a small amount, but he is still getting paid. You need to apologize for calling him a leech.
That's it? That's what you chose to focus on? Don't you have anything else to say about him? About the way he is living?
Do you need to know what the definition of a leech is? A leech is a person that doesn't even contribute a single penny to the household. And they rely on others to live. But that isn't my son. He's contributing something. So he isn't a leech. Harry is up there working hard and trying to make his dream come true. That's admirable. He's even able to bring money home while doing it.
He might be bringing that money inside the house, but it's definitely not going towards anything for the family.
What is he doing with it then?
He uses that money to pay for cigarettes instead. He said that he has to look like a rocker and act like a rocker. He claims the rockers have to smoke and that they can't vape because that isn't the rock life. The price of cigarettes has gone up every year. I'm sure you're aware of his smoking habits. He smokes a pack a day and he doesn't care where he does it. Even when Tony is in the same room as him, he still lights up.
I thought he only did that because this job causes him stress. But a lot of people smoke.
Nope. He only does it to look and act cool. He basically smokes the little money that he makes away. He's really good for nothing. But it really doesn't matter anymore because I don't have to deal with him from now on. He's not my problem anymore. I was only holding everything in for the sake of our daughter. But thanks to you, I don't have to do that anymore either.
Now wait a minute.
Thank you so much, Naomi. You saved me. You talked a lot of smack about me, but at the very end you did me a huge favor. Thank you. You saved me from going through all the trouble myself. You're going to be taking over the bill payments, right? Someone will need to pay the electric bill, the taxes, the phone bill, and buy all the food. Oh, and the rent, of course. You're going to be doing that from now on, right?
You are the one who has been paying all that?
Yes. Who else? Your son definitely doesn't make enough money to pay any of those. He doesn't have any money at all. I'm actually quite a successful writer. All I need to do is write articles during my free time and I can make $1,000 a week.
$1,000 a week?
Actually, I was in a pickle. I already achieved financial independence and my love for Harry had burned out a long time ago. I was going to file for divorce soon. I went to the shelf where I had put the divorce papers but was shocked when I couldn't find them there. I thought I must have misplaced the envelope somewhere. Where did you find them?
They were underneath my mattress. I was changing my sheets and they just fell out like a little gift from God.
Oh, I see. Harry didn't want me to get a divorce, so he must have hidden them in your room. So not only did you find the papers for me, but you handed them over to the courthouse as well. Thank you very much for doing that. Now I will finally be able to be free.
Wait! Just wait a second! Do you really intend on throwing my son away like that?
Yes. In a heartbeat. It might take a while for the divorce to be granted, but I don't see the reason why I should stay here any longer. My job here is done. Enjoy your life with your precious son. By the way, Harry has a gig this weekend, so he won't be back until tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, I'll be gathering my things and getting out of here by tonight.
No! You can't do that! Just listen to me for a second, Flora. I'm sorry for saying all those horrible things to you. I had no idea what was going on. So could you please forgive me?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to forgive you.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to forgive you. What? But I asked really nicely. I'm your mother-in-law and I'm asking for forgiveness. How can you be so cold?
Because it's too late. And by the way, I am going to be coming at him hard in the divorce proceedings. Expect the alimony to be substantial. Like $50,000 substantial. We're thinking of getting it up front as well. With his lifestyle, there's no guarantee that he'll be able to pay monthly.
$50,000? Are you crazy?
You called me a leech all the while Harry was cheating on me with several women. I had to suffer from that. And on top of that, I was paying for everything. I was carrying a very heavy burden. My lawyer said that I can ask for pain and suffering compensation.
Lawyer? You talked to a lawyer already?
Of course. I couldn't find the divorce paper, so I had to contact a lawyer to help draw another one up. But again, thanks to you, you found the papers. I don't have to pay the lawyer for document fees. You saved me again.
Oh my goodness! What have I done? Harry is going to be so mad when he finds out that I was the one that handed in the papers. I hate it when he gets mad. I can't get through to him once he has flown off the handle. You know how he gets when he's angry.
Oh, I definitely know. There's no stopping him when he gets angry. He just needs to burn himself out. I have been on the receiving end of his anger while you just go hide in your room. But the only way to calm him down a bit is with money.
Money? That's how you got him to stop his rampage?
Yes. There's no other way that would work.
How much does it cost?
Do you have any idea how much it cost for him to do his gigs? He needs to pay for transportation as well as clothes. It costs quite a bit, so my best advice for you is to not get him angry.
But I don't have any money. I don't have an income. I just live off of my pension.
Oh, and I haven't even thought about child support yet. I deserve that as well. Actually, Tony deserves that. And it's not like he's any kind of good influence, so I think she'll be much better off with the money than with him around.
How can you even say about that? You're so cold. You're evil. Don't you have any empathy at all?
Don't talk to me about empathy. You have been exploiting me ever since I got together with Harry. You haven't even shown me an inch of kindness since the beginning. This is karma coming back to get you. You reap what you sow.
In the end, Naomi achieved her desired outcome. She was able to live independently with her son. She quickly discovered that Harry was spending a significantly larger amount of money than she could have ever anticipated. Naomi had no other option but to end her retirement and take up a part-time position at a fast food establishment in order to contribute towards their expenses. She had envisioned a peaceful life after retiring, but her son's actions shattered that dream completely. She inadvertently contributed to the situation by indulging Harry excessively, leading to the current circumstances. She will bear the consequences of that mistake for the remainder of her existence. As for myself, witnessing the effects of excessive parental indulgence, I aspire to strike a harmonious balance between affection and firm guidance when raising my own daughter.
Hi Cora, do you have a minute?
Hi, Deli, how are you? How are your wedding preparations coming along?
That's the thing. You are Ken's mother and I am sorry, but I don't want you to come to our wedding.
Huh? What do you mean? I am the mother of the bridegroom, remember?
But I'm sorry. You are a single mother, right?
Why are you asking me that? I mean, yeah, I have raised him on my own.
Moreover, I heard that your marriage was a shotgun wedding. But you ended up becoming single and raised Ken on your own, didn't you?
That's right, but what does it matter? Are you trying to say that there was something wrong with the way I raised him?
That's not what I mean. But that kind of thing is not good for your reputation to the public.
What? Reputation?
A shotgun wedding that ended in divorce and becoming a single mother is kind of sad and off-putting.
Are you being serious?
Can I say that I don't want my family to know that Ken is from such a family? Frankly, I'm embarrassed by that.
Embarrassed? I don't think Ken would think that way.
No, I'm embarrassed. I haven't told my parents or friends about this. So if you don't come to the wedding, I won't have to explain to everyone. I'm trying to avoid the hassle. I want you to pretend that you and Tim are disconnected, so please don't come to the wedding.
Ken is my only son. Did he agree to this?
I haven't told them yet. Don't tell him anything unnecessary. I will explain it to him.
You can't do that. Your actions are the same as denying my existence.
Well, I guess that's true. Because he is on a career path and on his way up the corporate ladder. But you're not. From now on, you will only be his baggage.
Baggage? I thought I had raised my son well so far, even though he had a single parent. I never thought I would hear this from someone who's going to be my son's wife.
Well, to be honest, I looked down on you ever since I found out that you were a single mother. That's why I don't want to invite you to my wedding. It's too miserable to be a woman whose husband ran away from her after a shotgun marriage.
Huh? You didn't hear anything from Ken.
Because it's taboo among us to talk about you. I don't want to hear a story about some poor, miserable woman. And when I hear it, I don't know how to respond. It darkens my mood.
How can you say these things? Moreover, Ken is a good, family-oriented guy and I don't think he would ever think like that.
He's fine without you. He has a connection through his work and I got a free dress from a world-famous designer. So we don't need your help at all.
You haven't heard that story properly from him either. You should have a proper talk with him before you speak to me this way.
It's a waste of time to have that kind of conversation with him. It's too embarrassing that you got a shotgun wedding and became a single mother. This is how I feel, and Ken should agree with me. Therefore, I will not invite you.
You should talk to Ken. There is nothing more I can say to you. I suggest you have a proper talk with him before you do something you'll regret. Hey, Ken. About your fiancée, Deli. Has she said anything strange to you?
What? Deli? Nothing in particular, no. What's wrong? Did she do something?
About the dress, about your father. Are you talking to her properly?
I'm trying to talk, but she won't listen to me. She doesn't want to hear about it, especially when it comes to my family. But I'll tell her before the wedding.
You'd better. He seems to be wrong about a lot of things.
She's the type of person who, when she gets an idea, just goes with it. Well, that's one of the cute things about her, but I have to admit, she's a bit of a handful sometimes.
I see. If you're happy, that's good, but... Anyway, please explain things to her properly.
You're right. She and I are going to be a family from now on, and I have to explain it to her. I'll have to tell her not to say anything bad towards you.
She's already said something to me.
What? What did she say?
It's nothing. Well, I know you're busy with your work, but don't overdo it.
Hey, you're not planning on coming to the wedding, are you?
Huh? You still haven't talked to Ken properly, have you?
No, but that's not the point. Whether I talk to him or not, I'm not allowing you to come to my wedding.
Why do you hate me so much? Maybe you should listen to what people say. I don't want someone with your background and reputation at my wedding. You really are rude. You seem unwilling to listen. I told you I don't want to hear it. You'll ruin the wedding, so please don't come. Oh, okay. Then I won't go. I don't want to speak with you after this either. Do as you please. I know you're a crazy person, but I put up with you because you were the one Ken chose. I am no longer interested in you. If you want to disassociate yourself for me, you can do so. I have no problem at all. I'll do so then. This has taken a lot of the burden off of us. Goodbye. Don't come to my wedding, shameful woman. Goodbye. You don't have to contact me anymore.
Hey, Cora. Would you please pick up the phone?
Who is this?
It's me, Deli.
You have no right to call me by my first name. We're strangers.
I'm sorry for everything. Really? You can come to the wedding today, right?
No, I don't intend to.
What? Why?
Because you told me so yesterday. Moreover, you were very rude and outspoken to me. I only did you a favor not attending the wedding. What's the problem?
I didn't know about the dress.
Oh, I see. It was a shame to learn on the day of the wedding that the world-class designer Ken was referring to was me.
I'm so sorry, Cora. I can't believe I was going to have you bring me a dress that you designed.
I told you, don't call me by my first name. I don't intend to become family with you.
Please don't say that. Ken said he was planning this dress thing to be a surprise. So he didn't tell me. So this is not my fault.
That being said, it's not a right to blame Ken. Regardless of the circumstances, the fact remains that you are super rude and disrespectful to me. Nothing you say now will change my mind.
Please don't say that. I can't have a wedding without a dress. Where is my dress?
It has already been delivered to the venue. I am a professional. I would not personally deliver a dress. But I don't think you need that anymore.
What? What do you mean?
I just heard from Ken. He said the wedding is going to be cancelled.
What? I didn't hear that.
You never listen, do you? I'm sure he was telling you exactly what he was doing this time, too.
No, you're kidding, right? I didn't think he meant it. It must be a joke.
Ken has already contacted the guests on his side of the table. You two need to contact yours as soon as possible, or your guests will arrive at the wedding venue. I think they might get a little upset with you.
Wait a minute. I really didn't think the wedding would be cancelled. I think Ken got too emotional. If he calms down, he will understand.
He has a calm personality. He is not the kind of person who judges things emotionally. He's properly informed his invited guests that the wedding is cancelled. I guess he has completely lost all intention of marrying you.
Oh no. You have to talk him out of it. Please do something.
What do you want me to talk to him about?
You have to convince him to marry me. Suddenly canceling on the day of the wedding is just cruel.
How dare you ask me for a favor? Do you remember what you said to me?
That doesn't matter now. If I can marry him, I will apologize to you afterward.
You're a real piece of work. I have no intention of helping you at all. You caused this, so you have to take care of it yourself.
Huh? You won't help me?
You and I are strangers. And it seems to me that I should prevent him from marrying you, to protect my own son.
Why do you say that?
He would have regretted it if he got married to you. He's still young, so he's still so naive. Oh, and while we're on the subject, please take care of the dress fee, okay?
What?
If you were to marry him, I would have given you the dress as a gift. But now that the wedding is cancelled because of you, you will pay for the dress that I was going to gift you.
The wedding is really cancelled?
I'm sure Ken has explained that to you as well. You must have signed a contract.
He might have mentioned it.
It's obvious. The dresses I design are expensive. Just because you're my son's bride doesn't make you safe. In the contract, it also mentions if the wedding is cancelled, that there would be a cancellation fee in that case.
I didn't read the whole thing. I didn't know.
It's your own fault, right? I will charge you the full amount as stated in the contract.
What? How much is that going to be?
That's about 3 years of your annual income, I guess.
I just quit my job. How dare you?
Then you'll have to work again. By the way, I don't blame you for not listening to Ken properly. But I was a single mother because my husband passed away. And yet you look down on me that I got a shotgun wedding. You should be a little ashamed of your little outbursts.
Huh? I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
You should reflect on yourself and stop judging people without even knowing them well. Well then, before you embarrass yourself, you might want to inform your guests that the wedding has been cancelled. Goodbye, you shameful woman. When Deli learned of all the circumstances, she was in a panic. She pleaded with Heather to come to the wedding, but was ignored. Moreover, Ken, the groom, also found out about Deli's true nature. He called off the wedding. The cost of canceling the wedding was to be split between them. But Deli ended up being charged the fee for the dress as well. And the big house they were going to live in, it was to be sold off, and Deli was devastated. She shamelessly asked the company she left because she was getting married to hire her again. She was then laughed at by people at work. Her ego was ruined. She was also very upset, but it was too late to regret it. Heather is glad she was able to stop her precious son from marrying an evil. She later moved abroad and forgot all about Deli. She is now able to focus on her work. When will Deli finish paying off her dress debt?
Alice, your food is terrible. Once again, I discarded it in the garbage.
Did you throw it all away? I haven't eaten yet.
If you're so eager to consume it, feel free to retrieve it from the trash and indulge yourself. To a piece of trash like you, it makes no difference whether it's on a plate or in the trash, does it?
What made you discard it without consulting me beforehand? I made the food for myself.
Such rubbish wouldn't even be devoured by a pig. If you want it so badly, go and get it.
You don't have to say it like that.
We're going out to eat. You can stay at home and make yourself more trash if you like.
Hold on! I used up all the ingredients I had to make that.
Yeah? So what?
There's nothing left in the house for me to eat. You threw it all away.
Well, if you don't want to eat from the trash, then you can go out on your own. Or would it be too sad and lonely to go eat out all by yourself? Especially in that stupid wheelchair of yours.
I don't mind going out alone. I just don't like eating out.
I don't care what you like and don't like to do. Why do I have to care about a useless disabled person like you? You don't even go to work or do any chores around the house. You should be grateful that we're paying for your expenses.
You're not really paying for my expenses. I'm paying all the expenses every month. I even told you before I work from home.
You're lying! A disabled person like you has no way of making money. You're useless! Anyways, have fun staying at home all alone with no food.
Well, I guess I'll get some delivery pizza then.
What? Don't go spending our money without our permission. That's my son's blood, sweat, and tears. Only my son, and I get to spend it.
I was going to use my money to pay for it anyways. Don't worry.
By the way, we're going on a trip next week.
Are you? Have fun. Are you going with your husband?
No, it's a family trip. Everybody's going.
Huh?
Well, everyone except for you, of course. Didn't Tony tell you?
No, he didn't say anything about it. What do you mean everyone in the family is going? Who's going?
It'll be me, my husband, and my son. Also, my daughter and her family are coming too. We're going to have fun without you since you'd be such a burden if you came along with us.
That's what I thought. You really hate me.
I didn't say anything like that now, did I? Don't put words into my mouth, young lady. We just don't have the time and energy to look after someone in a wheelchair. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, but you'll have to stay home.
Fine. I'll stay. But can you please stop saying stuff like I'm useless or I'm a burden to the family? I have feelings too. It's not like I get to choose to be or not to be in a wheelchair.
So what? You think you're the only person who doesn't have choices. I didn't choose you to be in our family. I don't know why my son chose to be with you. I won't take back what I said. You really are a burden to this family.
You don't have to be so harsh on me. But now I understand. That's how you really feel about me.
I'm not the only one who feels this way about you.
Huh?
Tony regrets marrying you. Nobody wants you here anymore. Why are you still here?
Did Tony really say that about me?
Of course, why wouldn't he? That's why I'm helping him.
Helping him with what?
So that he can divorce you and find someone better. I'm helping him look for a new partner.
A new partner?
I really hope he finds someone soon. You should start packing your stuff to leave. Soon there will be no place for you here anymore.
You've been treating me like a housemaid. No, more like a slave. And yet you were planning to get rid of me all along. I see I'm no longer wanted here. Have fun at your family trip. A few minutes later. I heard you're going on a family trip this weekend. A family trip that everyone in the family is going on except for me.
Who told you that? My mom? I was going to tell you eventually.
Tell me what?
The hotel she reserved for the trip is not wheelchair friendly. So I'm sorry we can't take you with us this time.
You had no intention on bringing me along, did you?
What? No! Don't be silly. Come on, lighten up a bit.
Do you think I'm a burden too? Ever since your mom moved in to live with us, you started coming home late every night. You ignore everything I say about your mom. You've changed.
Do you really think I've changed? Well, a lot has been going on ever since she started living with us. I don't want to come back from work to just get even more tired seeing you and my mom fight.
So you don't care when your mom says horrible things to me?
That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to get along with each other. But your fights have got nothing to do with me. So leave me out of all that.
It has everything to do with you. She's living here with us because she's your mother.
Oh, shut up already. You're so annoying. It just makes it harder for us when you come on our trips because of your wheelchair. That's why my mom told you not to come, so what am I supposed to do?
So you do think I'm a burden?
Well, that's how everyone feels about wheelchairs. That's not something I can change.
Something you can't change. All right. Fine. That's enough. That was a lot of fun. I almost forgot how fun it is to go on trips when we're not held back by useless package like you. I'm so glad we left you at home. I told you that I make money on my own from home, and yet you keep saying that I'm useless? Why are you getting worked up so suddenly? You don't need to make up lies to try and win me over. It won't work. As if you can really make money on your own when you can't even walk using your own legs. It must be so much fun going on a trip while also looking down on me at the same time. Oh yeah! I'm having the time of my life. The trip was just so good without you. Well, good for you. Not that I really care. But good for you. I can't say this enough. The trip was a million times better without you and your stupid wheelchair. By the way, we're on the way back, so start making dinner so we have something to eat right away. I'm not there. Huh? I moved out and I'm not coming back. So I'm not cooking dinner for you. I'm not doing any house chores.
I'm not paying for anything anymore.
What? You left already? You're really not coming back? You could at least have said goodbye first. Who taught you your manners?
Aren't you happy that you'll get back from your family fun trip without having to ever see me again?
You're such a wuss for running away like this. Not that I care. Now Tony can focus on finding his new partner.
I could tell from the day I met you, but you're really a horrible person. Did you know that? I'll get divorced from Tony soon, so you don't have to worry about me getting in the way of finding your new daughter-in-law.
Oh, perfect, thanks. It would be such a pain if we had to get a lawyer involved to get rid of you.
We'll see about that. It's still up to you whether you're going to need a lawyer or not. I'm already getting prepared for it.
What? You're starting to talk nonsense, but I'll let you go. It doesn't really matter anyways. Don't you ever show up in our lives again with your stupid wheelchair.
I don't intend to. Goodbye.
Hey, you! What's all this about?
What are you fussing about?
Where's all the furniture? Where are all the electronics and everything we had in the house? Did you steal them?
What do you mean I stole them? I only took the things that belong to me.
What? Things that belong to you? Nothing in this house belonged to you. How did you move all the stuff out in just 2 days?
Well, I was getting tired of being in this house for a while now. So I was already ready to move out. Did you forget that you made us replace all the furniture and electronics because you thought they were too old and used up?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Especially your couch was so dirty and disgusting. It really needed replacing. But Tony also bought some of the stuff, didn't he? Give him back the things that belong to him. Are you too stupid to understand that not everything belongs to you?
You're the one who's not understanding this.
What?
Your son didn't buy a thing.
What are you saying?
Tony got fired from his job. Now he's working at a minimum wage. Part-time.
He's working part-time?
He doesn't get paid vacation, nor does he get any of the benefits he had before. He uses up all his money on himself, so he's never bought anything for the house or for both of us to use. So I bought all the stuff that I took. I also paid for all the utilities in the house.
What? Then what has my Robert been doing with his free time?
Beats me. Maybe he was looking for a new partner like you said.
No way! I don't believe you. Give us back what belongs to Tony. I'll sue you. You thief.
Go ahead. I have proof that I bought it all myself. I keep all my receipts.
Do you really?
Yes, I told you I'm prepared. Do you get it now? I can take everything in that house. I bought every single thing with my money.
But Tony has been paying the mortgage for this house. It's not like he really spends it all on himself.
No. I've been paying the mortgage this whole time.
What? So you didn't know?
I never told you because I didn't want you to think less of your son. But I guess he was happy to make me seem like I was the useless one.
What? I don't get what you're saying.
You've been saying things like I'm useless and that I'm a burden to the family. But you know I ended up in a wheelchair because of Tony, don't you?
Because of Tony?
So you didn't know about that either. Well, I'd rather not get into that with someone like you anyway. I'm getting divorced, so let's just keep talking about money. I may be in a wheelchair, but I can work. I've made enough money and have plenty of savings to hire a lawyer. She'll be contacting you guys soon enough.
A lawyer? Why do you need a lawyer?
For the divorce, dummy. I'm going to make sure to take Robert for everything I can get. And to avoid having to respond to your crazy requests.
Why should he have to give you anything?
Because of you. You told me that he's looking for a new partner. So I made sure to get proof that he's cheating on me. Thanks to you, I'll be getting a lot of money from this divorce.
I can't believe you're doing this to us. There's no way we're paying you anything. Why would we ever do that?
Well, it's the law. We were a husband and a wife, and he cheated on me while we were still married. I have the right to compensation.
What do you mean you have the right?
Anyways, shouldn't you stop wasting your time talking to me? And start looking for a job to start making some money?
What? Why do I have to look for a job?
Well, apparently your husband lost all of his savings on gambling.
What?
So he's been asking me to let him borrow some money.
He never told me that.
It seems that he's not working either. You really don't know much about your family, do you?
Were you trying to get close with my husband? Why do you know all that?
No. It's just that I was always home. And I could hear everyone's phone conversations, your conversations. Made me really worried to be a part of this family. I'm glad to be leaving it.
Hold on. Then what'll happen to us once you're gone? How are we going to pay for the house? The expenses? The furniture and everything else we need?
That's why I said you should get a job. Good luck finding one. So I guess this is it. Don't ever try to contact me again. Goodbye. Sorry, I was so useless and a burden to you.
Upon discovering Alice's departure, the entire family became filled with panic. Maya managed to coax Tony into revealing all the things he had been concealing from her. Upon receiving legal notifications from Alice's attorney, the family experienced another wave of panic. Maya's husband abruptly resigned from his job without informing her and accumulated significant debt, resulting in complete chaos within the family. Tony and his father became furious with Maya for pressuring Alice to leave the house, while Maya was equally enraged with them for quitting their jobs without informing her. Although they were busy assigning blame to each other, it was clear that they were all at fault and had no one else to hold accountable.